Hello everyone, welcome to Redbust US channel. In this video, we look at the latest USCIS news that came up last week regarding the H1B 2024 season. We'll cover things like what are the start and end dates, how does the online system work, when you can do certain registration account creation, and rest of the things as well that was part of the news release. Yeah. First thing, this is the official news. It came out last Friday. That gave outline of the dates. There is nothing really different about what it has come from previous years. It's pretty similar. So we'll look at all these details, in the next section. So the first one is when does USCIS accept the H1B registrations? So they said that they will start accepting it from March 1st, and they'll do it for about 17 days. It's until March 17th. The start date is March 1st. 12 noon Eastern time, and again it ends on March 17th, 12 noon Eastern time. So this is pretty much similar to what they've done in the previous years. So nothing has changed here. It's just that they have reconfirmed the dates. That's what it is. The second one is, how does the registration process work? Few years ago, you had to completely fill the forms and everything and send them a package. But a couple years ago, they introduced online registration system where you would have to create the registrations online. So this is a fully online process now, and the sponsors or the employers will take up the the H1B applicants details, and they will submit it in the system. When they submit the application, the system will generate something called a beneficiary confirmation number for each of the registrations that are submitted. And based on previous experience, right, this is a 16-digit alphanumeric number. It starts with something like 2024 hyphen for FY24. I mean, if you once you get selected, you'll get something called a selection notice. As you can see on the screen, this is how it would look. Excuse me. On that, you would see the beneficiary confirmation number as well. So one of the important thing is you can't use this to check online status. Yeah. So this is very, very important, that this is not a receipt number. This is something that they use for internal tracking only, and you cannot use it to check online status. You have to reach out to your employer to get these details. Now, looking at the other parts, can employers create the H1B employers? Basically, the people who are going to file H1B registrations are called employers or sponsors, right? They need an account as well in order to submit H1B registrations. So if they're an existing employer or with an existing account, they can use them. But if you're a new person or a new company trying to submit H1B registrations, then you can only do that from February 21st. Yeah. So that's when you can create the accounts. But even though you can create the accounts, you can't really use them until March 1st. So that's the idea. So this is just a window given for you to create an account and fill in your company details and things like that. The other important part is the fees, right? There were talks to increase the fees, and in fact there are plans right now to increase it to 215 USD. This is still this regulation that is still in what you call notice and comment period. So there are no plans to do this for this year. For this current year, which is FY20 fiscal year 2024, it's going to be $10 per registration. So again, this is something that's a problem that's been raised by a few people, that it's too low and many people are just submitting many fraudulent registrations. So that's why there are plans to increase that to some extent. So we'll see what happens for next year. At least for this year, it's still $10. Another one is some employers said that they can't do a lot of when they're a large employer submitting a lot of applications or registrations, right? They had some credit card limits. So USCIS said that they worked with the Treasury Department, and now you can submit or the credit cards can be charged up to about 39,999, which is essentially 40K, right, per day. In the past, it used to be 25K. So there's one small change benefiting the employers as well. And in terms of lottery, right? So they said that if they get enough registrations by March 17th, they would do a random selection process, which is nothing but H1B lottery, right? This has been a standard process, and we have been seeing lottery for a very, very long time, almost 10 years now. So just that it's electronic now in terms of the submissions and everything. And they said the results would be announced by March 31st. So usually what we have seen is the results come in like 1 or 2 days before, and basically last 3 days, any time during the day, even the last week, right? And they trickle in for few days. That's when the results come in. In terms of the lottery, process, there are no changes from last year. It is pretty much similar to last year, as you can see on the screen. First, you will get the registrations in the online system. So after the cutoff date is done, March 17th, they will actually pull them up and do a lottery selection for the regular quota first. And so that basically they select 65,000 out of that, and whoever have not been selected, they're actually like put in a reserve pool, right? If they're regular quota applicants. But if you are a master's quota applicant, you are actually again getting another chance. So all the people who are not selected in the first round lottery, especially the US masters quota, they will again run that as second round lottery to select the 20,000 slots, basically 20,000, to meet the master's cap. So overall, the idea for changing this order was basically to increase the opportunities or lottery chances for applicants with US masters. So that's why you see like in a second round a small change in here. So all people who have been selected, they will get 90 days to actually submit the H1B petition. That's the idea. And who have not been selected, they will be in a reserve pool, and USCIS will inform them, or they'll do second round lottery, third round lottery, depending on how many petitions they get. So last year we didn't have anything. The year before we had 3 rounds lottery. Yeah? So that's why basically this will change. In terms of overall end-to-end process for this year, so this is how it would look. So employers can register their accounts from February 21st, and then employers can start filing the registrations from March 1st, and after that, the end date for filing is going to be like March 17th. USCIS conducts a random lottery anywhere between March 18th and March 31st. So again, the results could be announced anytime between that. But what we've seen is historically they announce it in March 27th or 28th, something around that, last 3 days. So after you are selected, right? Let's say you get selected, then you get about 90 days. Essentially, you can submit your H1B petition with USCIS. This is what your employer would do, and the dates for that are from April 1st to June 30th. And once so you submit that, then USCIS process that, and there is no ETA for that, right? If you file in premium processing, then you get in 15 days, but if not, they can take anywhere from 2 to 6 months. So for this year, they have not really announced if they will be like having premium processing or not. So sometimes they cancel it as in the previous years, but this year it looks like it's still on. And after once you get approval, then you can go to consulate after July 1st and get stamping done. If you're in the US, nothing to worry about it. It's going to be fine. You can start working exchange of status, and essentially you can start working from October 1st onwards. So overall, that's the end-to-end process, team. Hopefully you got some value out of it. Thank you for watching. Do subscribe to our channel for getting regular updates.